Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today's topic is actually going to be my first of a series that's going to be going on here for a while. It's going to be my draft profile series. So I'm going to break down some prospects who I think will be available for the New York Jets in the NFL draft, and if I'll take them. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So today we'll be talking about wide receiver CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. He is 6'2", 190 pounds. He's a lot of fun. Now, usually my philosophy, if you've been watching the channel, is take a position that is very meaningful in the first round. And what I usually mean by that is offensive line, edge, corner, quarterback, stuff like that. Positions where they have a huge impact. Corner I'd add in there too if I didn't say that already. CeeDee Lamb, though, kind of breaks that mold, and if you're picking 11th, I could almost justify that versus in the top 5. And let's break down why I like this guy a lot. He had over 1,300 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns in 13 games at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley as the head coach. Over the last 2 years, he's had over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. He's only 20 years old, a young prospect. He'll be 21 when he's drafted, of course, and next year will be his age 21 season as a rookie, but I like drafting younger prospects. The Jets, with Mike Maccagnan, sometimes got into a bad habit of drafting older prospects, and they would be 25, 26 years old in the blink of an eye instead of 24, 25 when they are getting paid big bucks. Instead of being, like I said, 26, 27 when they're getting paid a lot of money, you're paying for the middle of their 20s, which is more productive usually than the later part to early 30s when players start to break down a little bit. Some of his best traits are he has good ball skills, he can track the ball in the air, he's a good route runner, he's tough to bring down, he's got good football IQ, and good technique. Some of his worst traits: people say that he lacks elite speed. He's still relatively fast, but he's not anything out of the ordinary speed-wise. And something else, he played against Big 12 corners. And as we know, not a lot of defense in the Big 12. So why do you draft a wide receiver in the first round if you're the New York Jets? Well, you have a 22-year-old quarterback, and your offense doesn't have a lot of explosive players, or at least enough to be a top-tier offense. For instance, you have Le'Veon Bell, who there's no guarantee that he's here next year because Adam Gase doesn't use him. The Jets might try and trade him. There's Robbie Anderson, who's a free agent and may walk. But even if you bring Robbie back, he is not your prototypical number one receiver. Instead, CeeDee Lamb has all the traits of being a number one wide receiver in today's NFL. And that really helps out a young quarterback. And having that connection of a young quarterback, a young receiver, and more of a veteran guy who's still right in the prime of his career in Robbie Anderson, and Jamison Crowder too, can't forget him, that's a nice receiving trio. Now, if you somehow lose Anderson in free agency and then you just have CeeDee Lamb, a Demaryius Thomas, and a Jamison Crowder, not as effective. But CeeDee Lamb is one of the exceptions to my rule where I don't necessarily like going a skill position player in round 1. I'd rather maybe wait till round 2 to draft a running back or a wide receiver in most cases. But in this instance, I really like this guy a lot. I think he has potential to be a really good receiver. And to me, he's the best receiver in this class. A lot of people say Jerry Jeudy, but in my opinion, I think it's CeeDee Lamb. On the flip side, there's also a lot of reasons why you don't want to take him. Offensive line is arguably the most important thing besides a quarterback, and the Jets' offensive line stinks. So if you go best tackle available, I couldn't be mad at that. That would be one of the things if Joe Douglas came and said, Matt, this is the reason why I'm not going CeeDee Lamb, or not just me, but to the fan base in general. If he said, I know CeeDee has a lot of potential in the NFL, but we really need to shore up that offensive line, justifiable. I could definitely see that happening, and I would not be mad if they went offensive line in the first round. You could also make the case that this is a really good wide receiver class, and you could probably get someone in round 2 or round 3. The Jets do have 3 third-round picks this year. They are swimming in third-round picks. Thank you, Dave Gettleman, once again for the Leonard Williams trade, by the way. And maybe you draft someone in the 3rd round. But CeeDee Lamb certainly makes an intriguing case, though, to get picked. And I have seen in a few mock drafts that New York Jets fans, blogs, other websites have put out CeeDee Lamb going to the New York Jets, and I wouldn't be mad about it. I'll be honest with you, hand up, yes, that goes against most of the things that I believe in when it comes to roster building and allocations of draft capital, but Lamb seems like a special player, and I wouldn't be upset if the New York Jets drafted him. Let me know in the comments down below who you want the Jets to take. Let me know which prospects you want to hear about next. Like I said, the draft's a long ways away. I'm going to be doing a bunch of these as we go along, as it gets closer. Of course, not every day. I want to mix it up, give you guys a variety of different content, but I wanted to talk a little bit about CeeDee Lamb and why I think he would actually be a pretty good fit, and I wouldn't be too mad if the Jets took a wide receiver in the first round this year. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll talk to you next time.